education is key. Imagine if I would serve you some spaghettis and they would have a really weird color, right? Like something like purple or so on. You want to know, why are they purple? What's inside of that? If I take a bite, will I get sick or not? It's a funny example, but it's the same thing for cryptos. I mean, like, you need to understand what are cryptos, what is the digital assets, what are the risks involved, what's also the potential of the whole industry, right?
Hi, Sina. I'm so happy to have you today on Ladder Nation to talk about your career in blockchain. Welcome.
Hi, Maria. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm super excited to be with you today. Thank you.
Great. Sina, you're a very inspiring woman in blockchain because you're the managing director of 21Shares. Can you please tell me, how did your career in blockchain start?
Oh, Maria, if I would tell you, it's actually a good accident that I came into the blockchain industry.
Okay.
Because I was not planning to be in blockchain, to be very frank with you. I was for more than 25 years, yes, in traditional finance.
Yeah.
And I said to one of my friends, it's actually a woman.
Yeah.
And I told her, listen, after 25 years in finance, maybe I should, plan for the next step. And she was like, okay, I think I have something for you.
Wow.
and she put me in a meeting room, and she told me everything about 21Shares. At that time, 21Shares was actually not called 21Shares. It was Amoon. And she told me about the Moon and the startup, and it's a Swiss company, very international. And when I asked her, Maria, what they are doing, because I was like, okay, sounds like a very good company. So what are they doing? She was like, well, they create some products. Okay, which kind of products? And when she told me it's about crypto, I was like, no way. No, it's not going to happen. No way. I don't understand anything about crypto. I have no clue what to do there and so on. And yeah, typically women, right? In the beginning, like, oh no, I cannot do that. Would I be good enough? And here I am.
Yeah, that's really amazing, because to take a leap, to do something out of your comfort zone, something in a new area, especially a company that creates products in this new area, it takes a lot of courage. And yeah, Sina, you recently won the Swiss ETF Award 2022 with 21Shares. Congratulations on that. Totally deserved. I think you have amazing products. You already said you create exchange traded products for digital assets. Can you tell me, how did you actually build this company? Because you started when it was still a startup, and you managed to build it, to become an international big company, winning awards. How did you manage doing that? And at the same time, learning about digital assets and blockchain?
Sure, with pleasure. So I have to say first, I'm very humble because I'm not one of the co-founders. The two co-founders are actually Hani Rashwan and Ophelia Schneider, so a woman. And they built the whole company back in 2018.
Yeah.
And why they did that at that time, I think it's a really nice story to share. Their own families wanted to invest a meaningful investment into crypto. And they were checking for quite a while, the two of them, how would it be possible and where to go. And I think they were checking about 27 different jurisdictions until they kind of thought, okay, let's do it in Switzerland. And then how they built it, like more and more, is like, well, they were looking for good people around them and smart corporations. And already both of them, they're already very open-minded and structured and had a lot of experience. Henny, it's his third company now. Ophelia was in investment banking, and she also is very smart, thinking out of the box. So you will see it's a combination of thinking out of the box, I think, having great smart corporations, finding the good people around you where they, where you can grow the company. I think it's also about the market. What's the need of the market, right? Because at that time, I think when they were checking 2017, 18, I think there were not too many people yet believing that heavily, that that the crypto industry would get so big.
Yeah.
And now we're just at early stage, even now at 2021. I think this space is getting much bigger. I think you probably agree with that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And coming back to the second question, Maria, where you said like how to learn about this industry and so on. It's a very, very good point. And I can't really, I repeat myself in every panel and everywhere. Education is key. Imagine if I would serve you some spaghettis and they would have a really weird color, right? Like something like purple or so on. You want to know, why are they purple? What's inside of that? If I take a bite, will I get sick or not? It's a funny example, but it's the same thing for cryptos. I mean, like, you need to understand, or you need to have the awareness a little bit, like, what are cryptos? What is the digital assets? What are the risks involved? What's also the potential of the whole industry, right? And for this one, when you want to learn something, you can, I think the sky is the limit. It depends. Do you like to read books? Are you more someone who wants to listen, maybe a podcast, or you want to listen something on YouTube for the people a little bit more from my generation? Or do you want to go out to events or kind of mingle with other people? Or do you want to have everything together, you know? And there are some really great courses. For example, I'm also a mentor of the DLT Talents group, which is also very international. If I'm not mistaken, you were also one of the participants.
Yeah.
Course, right?
Yeah. It's a brilliant program. I can recommend it to anyone watching this video. A brilliant program. It's really great. There are so many great courses, and it's not only for people like you have to be full-time. You can do this next to your job. You can do this next to when you have some children at home. It's really, it's something, it depends really on the person. I myself, I'm also a big fan of the book from Andreas Antonopoulos. The internet of money, I have to say, not the money of internet, the internet of money. Yeah. But I think, coming back to your question, I think people need to be open-minded, listen to something else, what they maybe have not thought about yet, and just dive in, and depending on your own interest after how deep you want to dive, right? Yeah. Yeah. A question related to that: how do you stay on top of all the news in the blockchain space? That's a very good question, because cryptos are never sleeping. Yeah, it's overwhelming. Yeah, it's overwhelming. So of course, at 21Shares, we have a very, very, very great research team. And we have really the chance that we have so educated, great people inside of our company. So I read our own newsletters. I communicate with our people internal a lot. But of course, I also, like I just mentioned before, I repeat myself a little bit, is I watch certain YouTube videos. For example, I'm a big fan of 99 Bitcoins. Yeah, I also like that. Yeah, it's coming out every week, what's going on in the market, or you can even deep dive for certain subjects. But I'm also having some friends, they write about cryptos and DeFi, so I read their newsletters. And it's reading, talking, exchanging. But you know, Maria, you know how it is. I mean, the deeper you go sometimes, the more you have the feeling, oh, I don't understand anything about it. Absolutely. You go into the rabbit hole. There is this amazing expression in English. You read and you feel like, okay, I really don't get it. Exactly. It's the same for me. And sometimes, I'm very frank, I don't call myself an expert. Because for me, an expert knows about everything and it's comfortable about what he's saying. Sometimes I figure I don't know what is going on, or I kind of missed some information. You know, I mean, like, do you really understand how internet works? Yeah. Because sometimes I tell investors, of course you have to have a certain knowledge, but can you explain me? If you go to internet and you type Google cat dancing, right? And the cat start to dance and so on. So technically, how does this work? And I would tell you, Maria, most of the people use it, but they have no clue how this is technically or in the back working. And sometimes it's a little bit the same also, I think, for the blockchain industry. People want to really understand, like deep dive, and
yes, there are some people, I know some professors and some really people inside of the industry for years and years, but most of the people, they would not understand like it really how it goes deeply. I'm, for example, one of the person I understand quite a bit, I would say. I don't call myself an expert one more time, but I don't know everything, and I'm learning constantly. And even the people around me, you know, when I speak to them, our researchers, they're amazing. But even then they tell me, Sina, sometimes I also have to read about it, and it, you know, it comes and it gets bigger and bigger. It's amazing. It's just a very amazing industry, I find.
Yeah, but it's a very good association with the internet. We use it, but we don't really know how it works. Yeah. So now, Sina, get your crystal ball out and tell me, what is your prediction for 2022? What do you think is going to happen?
Oh my God. I wish I had a crystal ball. I have one, but it doesn't tell me what's going on. I mean, like, I don't need to have a crystal ball to tell you this one, maybe. I think, like I said in the beginning, I think that we are very early stage, that we have more and more people worldwide understanding a little bit what is blockchain, what is crypto, and so on. So I think like it's going more to mainstream, right? People would kind of accept it, because in the beginning, I think they were kind of rejecting it because we don't know it, like spaghetti, what I told you before, you don't know, you don't eat it. But I think it gets more and more mainstream. And I think for 2022, I was talking a little bit to our researchers what will happen next year. And we don't give you any price prediction, because I think it's not a very good thing for a price prediction, but I can give you something for the prediction of the whole industry. And I think that it will go more mainstream, more and more people will come in, more and more people will be comfortable. And also, of course, if I go sorry about that, but we need more regulations. We know that, I know that the Bitcoin, the very heavy Bitcoin people, or even people from the currencies, or for the digital assets, they sometimes don't like that really. But I think it's necessary to certain regulations to adapt. Also, you know, for example, pension funds or like really big institutions, they kind of even don't, they cannot yet invest in those. I think this will come more and more, and I think 2022, like also in this year, would be a big subject about the regulations in general. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing, you know. I mean, like, maybe some people will hate me now when I say that, because crypto is free, crypto is like, you know, everybody can do it, but we still need certain framework, you know, around it, that it gets more and more mainstream for the whole thing, you know.
Absolutely. And I believe that regulation is the enabler, because so many parties, as you said, certain institutional investors can only invest if there is regulation. So in order for this technology and this investment class to become more mainstream, there needs to be regulation, unfortunately. Yeah.
It's part of the game. And then, of course, you know, the whole technology is also getting like bigger, and I mean, like bigger, it will be expanded, I have to say, you know, because if we look like, for example, now when we go back now a little bit away from finance, but if we go, for example, to buying a house, right? Someone buys a house and you need a notary and you need a lot of different middlemen. I think there are a lot of different kind of business, maybe not in 2021 right away, but in the middle long term, where the whole certain industries will change quite a lot, that they will kind of use the technology of blockchain and also smart contracts to kind of involve the whole business and get more faster, cheaper, more efficient, you know, in the whole thing. Because if you look back to our area now, I mean, to history, we are in the middle of, I think, making a jump to kind of a different evolution of our style of living and of our. It's not only in finance, you know. It's for it's for a lot of different stuff, like a supply chain, or, you know, about, like I said, about smart contracting and so on. I think it would be an amazing time. And you know, Maria, I don't know how you feel, but sometimes when I think about the whole evolution, it's kind of, whoa, it's so much going on. I hope I can keep up when I'm older, because now we're still, I mean, I'm in my mid 40s now, but imagine if we would be like in our 70, 80s.
I know.
And it's
That's
kind of
overwhelming,
scary, right?
yeah. Absolutely. You know, I felt like I'm 70 when I started reading about the metaverse and speaking to people about the metaverse. And I was like, oh my God, wait. Like, I need some time to really understand it. So yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
It's amazing. And what you just mentioned now, Metaverse, I was about 1 month ago at the family office event, and there were two guys there from actually kind of showing what the Metaverse will bring. And also with the children, you know, that they're bored at school and that they can learn much more in different kind of style with this Google things and so on.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And, you know, but it's exciting. It's kind of, whoa, it's overwhelming, but at the same time, it's exciting because we're going, like I just said, in a different kind of state from our being, from our way of how we learning, teaching. It's all connected, you know, and it's amazing. I mean, like, the kids will love it, I'm sure. And for us, sometimes might be a little bit a challenge, but we have to adapt. We have to stay on track and to be open-minded, you know, and just go with the evolution. That's, I think, it's part of the game.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sina, for this interview. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you so much for having me here, Maria. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. And if you want to reach out to me in the audience, send me a text or connect with me through LinkedIn. I think, Maria, I have to say, at the last but not least, it's also a lot about sharing and about connecting and the networking, because networking, sharing, I think it's fun and it's something we need to do, and especially in this industry would be amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
To finish the sentence, the blockchain networks are about networking.
Exactly, Maria. Completely right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sina.
Have a very good day. See you soon. Bye.